got questions, we've got answers.
Some sinus medicines can make sensitive nasal tissue feel dry and uncomfortable. But Sudafed non-drying sinus has a moisturizing formula that helps keep nasal tissue feeling comfortable while it drains away sinus pressure. Take Sudafed non-drying sinus.
Do you know which one ingredient makes my Arch Deluxe so great? It's not just one. That was a trick question. It's all the ingredients of my Arch Deluxe that make it taste so great. Nice hat.
McDonald's Arch Deluxe.
I made it for you.
She's one of the most famous nuns in the world, but she's no Mother Teresa. Find out why and why she's so popular. Monday on the CBS Evening News.
A federal appeals court will hear arguments this spring in an emotional case resulting from a triple murder in Silver Spring, Maryland. A contract killer was convicted in the 1993 murders. He is sitting on death row. The man who hired him is serving life without parole. The authorities involved say the two men almost got away with their horrendous crime because they did it all by the book. And the victims' families say it was just that, murder by the book, because the killer followed the explicit instructions in a book called Hitman. This 8-year-old boy, Trevor Horn, a quadriplegic, was smothered in his bed. His mother, Mildred Horn, was shot in the head, execution style. Trevor's nurse, Janice Saunders, was also shot in the head. All three victims were murdered methodically by this man, Perry, following the instructions in Hitman, a how-to manual on murder. How to do it, and how to get away with it. The sisters of Mildred Horn, members of a closely knit family, were shocked by the murders and disgusted by the book. And they believe the publisher of Hitman should also be punished for the contract killing. Gloria Marie is a computer systems analyst. Vivian Rice is a principal at a school for the deaf. Marilyn Farmer is a teacher at that school.
It's clearly a manual on how to kill. I mean, there's no doubt. It tells you what weapon to use, it tells you how to shoot your victim, and it tells you how to destroy the evidence. So not only does it tell you how to commit the crime, but how to avoid being caught.
Mrs. Farmer insists the book itself was a weapon, just like the gun that was used to kill her sister.
We believe that this book aided James Perry in committing the crime, and therefore Paladin Press should be held responsible.
Paladin Press is owned by Peter Lund. He's the publisher of Hitman.
I have nothing but sympathy for the Horn family. However, I can't accept either morally or actually any responsibility for the actions of James Perry or Mr. Horn.
Mr. Horn is Lawrence Horn, Trevor Horn's father. He hired James Perry to kill his son, his ex-wife, and his son's nurse. Divorced and on the skids professionally, Lawrence Horn hoped to collect $2 million, the sum awarded his son after a hospital had botched a procedure, leaving Trevor severely disabled.
Trevor's life was completely filled with love and innocence, and there was only one reason for anyone, anybody in this world, to want that pure, innocent child dead, and that was Lawrence Horn, for money.
When Perry was hired by Horn, he had a criminal record, but Perry had never been implicated in a murder. Before he planned this one, he ordered Hitman from Paladin Press. Prosecutors Bob Dean and Teresa Whalen have worked together for more than 10 years in Maryland. During the criminal trials of Horn and Perry, they called the book A Blueprint for Murder.
Had you ever come across a crime like this before?
No. I don't think we've ever come across a crime where we were able to take a book, look at the book, and see that someone had followed the suggestions in the book.
Look, your book suggests the perfect murder weapon, right? He used that kind of weapon that your book suggested. When he shot his victims, he aimed exactly where the book said that he should aim. At the eyes. Why at the eyes?
Because there'll be less blood spatter.
The author also suggests that there should be 3 shots, and they should be to the head.
3 shots?
To make sure you get the job done.
Also made another interesting suggestion, and that was to destroy the rifling in the barrel of the weapon, to take a file, and to run the file into the barrel. Inside the barrel.
Prosecutor Dean says Perry did just what page 7 of Hitman told him to do. Run a rat-tail file down the barrel of the gun to change the ballistic markings.
Who wrote the book, Hitman?
I'm not at liberty to disclose the author's name.
Why not?
Because the author asked that we protect her privacy.
It is a woman.
It is a woman.
Let me read you something from the preface to Hitman. She wrote, "It is my opinion that the professional hitman fills a need in society and is at times the only alternative for personal justice. Moreover, if my advice and the proven methods in his book are followed, certainly no one will ever know."
She attempted to entertain people, and she certainly did.
Entertain people?
Yes.
What she's saying is, hey, if you want to kill somebody, if you want to commit personal justice, here's the way to do it. Here's the way to kill and get away with it. Right?
That's correct.
Paladin Press publishes or distributes hundreds of titles. I talked to Peter Lund about some of them.
Forget Hitman. Here are some of the other titles. Just a few. Be Your Own Undertaker. How to Dispose of a Dead Body. Guerrilla's Arsenal. Advanced Techniques for Making Explosives and Time Delay Bombs. What is the market?
We sell to doctors, we sell to lawyers, we sell to Secret Service, we sell to law enforcement agencies, and we sell to people who are just interested in the subject matter.
Here's what the sisters of Mildred Horn have to say about you and your publishing house. That your book is a blueprint for murder, that you aided and abetted, and so you were in effect a principal in the 3 murders.
Absolute rubbish.
And as far as you're concerned, you weren't inciting violence?
We weren't calling on anybody to commit a crime at all. We were purveying information.
Information that Lund is proud to display on the walls at his Paladin Press.
Home-built Claymore mines. What in the world is that all about?
Again, very straightforward, a descriptive title. Home-built Claymore mines. How you can make a Claymore mine at home.
What else do we have? Backyard rocketry. How to make a silencer for a .22.
Yes.
In other words, when you shoot this thing, you want to do it quietly when you're trying to murder somebody.
Or when you're trying to plink in your backyard and not want to disturb the neighbors. Absolutely.
Oh, I see. That's what it is, not disturbing.
Well, if he really could feel our pain, he would take that book off the market. If he could imagine the destruction that this book has caused to our family, then his conscience would make him take the book off the market.
But Lund says he has a constitutional right to publish books like Hitman.
I believe that we are standing up for the First Amendment and therefore standing up for everyone's right to purvey information, to purvey ideas freely without censorship.
Why do you publish these things?
It's market-driven, Mike.
Money.
Absolutely.
What you're saying is, no matter what pain is caused, I'm a defender of the First Amendment and my right to make money from these books.
I'm saying that ideas and knowledge don't kill people. People kill people.
What do you teach?
I'm a social studies teacher.
You know about the First Amendment.
I know about it and I believe in it. I support it. I teach about it. But I also believe that any right that you have, that there's a limit to it. So I don't think that when our forefathers wrote the Bill of Rights more than 200 years ago, that they had any intentions of it to include books on how to kill innocent people.
Are you saying we've got to just keep any of this kind of stuff from being published?
I'm saying that things that have no value, things that teach people, instruct people on how to commit crimes, have no place in our society.
But Peter Lund strongly disagrees, and he's ready to fight the sisters in court for as long as it takes. And make no mistake, Lund likes a good fight. He's a Vietnam veteran who keeps a loaded .357 Magnum on his desk.
Green Beret?
Yes.
And you liked it?
I liked it very much. It was a very, very fulfilling time in my life.
Lund's military background is evident in the catalog of videotapes that Paladin Press also sells. How to shoot for keeps at close quarters. How to make plastic explosives, even though it's illegal according to the package the tape comes in. And how to stalk and eliminate an enemy. Attorney Howard Siegel is representing the sisters of Mildred Horn in their fight against Peter Lund and Hitman.
You read this book,
in the context of how it's marketed in that catalog through Soldier of Fortune and the other books that are in there, and you will see that this guy goes out of his way to market to would-be assassins, terrorists, and psychopaths. Come one, come all, I've got something for every one of you, from how to pick a lock, to how to avoid a burglar detection system, to how to maim, how to murder, how to blow up bridges. It's all there. Paladin Press is where you want to go.
Terrorists would certainly be interested in what you publish.
Wouldn't
they?
They might be, absolutely.
Yeah. And this doesn't worry you? The fact that...
No, it does not.
You deal in car bombs, do you not?
We do books that show how to
make a car bomb.
Make car bombs, absolutely.
I asked Peter Lund how he would feel if terrorists used one of his books to plan a bombing like the one in Oklahoma City.
I feel no responsibility. I have no ethical responsibility for the misuse of information. That's what this whole issue is about. The misuse, the illegal use of information.
The legal battle over Hitman could go on for years. There's already been one court ruling in Maryland. Judge Alexander Williams agreed with many of the arguments of Mildred Horne's sisters. He called Hitman, quote, reprehensible, devoid of any significant redeeming social value. But he also ruled there is nothing in the book to incite a killer. Nothing, the judge wrote, that says, go out and commit murder now. And for that reason, he threw out the lawsuit. Round one to Peter Lund. But the sisters of Mildred Horne have already appealed. And they say they owe it to Trevor, his mother and nurse, to go all the way to the Supreme Court if they have to.
As a citizen, as a prosecutor, and having seen what destruction that book can play a part in, I would like to see that the First Amendment didn't protect that book.
Publisher Lund has a group of supporters, too, publishers and journalists, who believe that if Hitman is taken off the bookshelves, the courts can try to censor any book or film with violent content.
You won't read another Tom Clancy novel as you know it now. You won't see another Oliver Stone movie as you viewed them now.
Movies and works of fiction don't intend that people will die. Their stated purpose is to entertain. The stated purpose of this book is to train you to become a professional murderer.
Was this a big surprise to you when you were sued?
No, I was sure that we'd find some ambulance-chasing attorney at some point who would go after us for money.
Do you want money?
No, it's not a matter of
it's
money.
not money.
It's not money at all. It's not money at all. The problem is that this book has no place in this society. I struggle every day with the fact that there are other James Perrys out there who have access to this kind of book. That frightens me.
The fact is that if, indeed, you succeed in your suit, it's going to bankrupt Paladin Press and Peter Lund.
If we can save lives, then bankrupt Peter Lund. So be it.
So be it. I mean, this is what this case is about. It's about saving lives, about preventing this from happening again. And so, if he goes bankrupt and Hitman is off the market, hurrah.